So in this video we're going to go over lining up multicolor job on a registration board. Also going to show you how I use my soak tank. That's pretty much it. It's going to be a quick down and dirty video. Try and keep it short and sweet. This is our registration board. Similar to one I had when I got my automatic press. I got this sheet from M&R. Right now it's down on a piece of poly metal. That's what we use as some sign substrate that we have here. Along the bottom here is another piece of poly metal it's dead even with this graphic, so that when we lay our screen down, we butt our screen up against this so it falls in the same place every time. And our inside edge of our screen, we line up with this line here. So let me show you how, this is how we do it. You're going to want to do this however is best for you. I know that this top line is where I want the top of my graphic to be. What we used to do, and what some might do, is you put your first one down, tape it down at the top with a hinge, and then lay the next color down on top of that with some tape and lift it up. You can do this, but I like this method. It's the same thing, you're just not hinging it. I have my center lines that you can see here on the screen. Those are my center lines and my registration marks. So I line my center line up, and again I say I want my top of my graphic to be at this where it says image top. But for me, where I've got my center line, I want to keep that right at the top of the word image here, because what that's going to tell me is that I can drop every other color that's going on here without having to know right exactly where to put it. So set that up, and what's nice is my registration marks rest right on top of that line. So my double-sided tape, line it back up. Again, these center lines are great. Top and bottom center line on this line, perfect. Grab our screen. So I grab my screen, again like I said, butt it up against this bottom line. Keep the inside of the screen, keep this line inside of the frame. So butt it up, set it down, push down on your tape, and you've got a registered screen. So I bring it over to my exposure unit, which is a homemade job. I have a 1500 watt parking lot light down there, halogen light. I know some people don't like halogen lights. I've been using it. I can do process prints with it. It exposes detail fine. I think I've had to replace that light once in the 16 years that I've been doing it. Replace the whole light. The bulb I replace once every 5-6 years once I notice that it's starting to affect the print. So I've got a sheet of felt that I bought at a clothing store or a fabric store years ago. That's what I use. That piece of particle board and a 14-pound weight, and shazam, there's my vacuum blanket. It works fine. So we kick on our exposure unit, turn on my stopwatch. So once that screen is exposed, I bring it over here to my soak tank, which is full of water. It's an old washout booth that I took the sides off and back off and plugged up the drain. Submerge the screen and let it just sit there in the water. Softens the emulsion up and does all that while I'm doing something else, exposing another screen, or if it's the last screen off, cleaning up such. So when I come back, I'll pull this, after the other one's exposed, I'll come back, pull this one out, drop another one in, and we'll go from there. So we bring our next exposed screen over. pull our previous one out. Set it in the washout booth. And repeat with the next one. So we've got our screen in the sink that we brought over from our soak tank. Sorry about the glare off the wet emulsion, but you'll see just how easy this comes out, just with a regular pressure off a hose. Just like that. Just rinse it down good to get any unexposed emulsion out. And it just works that simple. It's beautiful. So there's my quick and simple tutorial, I guess, on lining up multicolored jobs, registering them on or using registration board, and using a soak tank. If you don't have a tank like that, you can purchase a dip tank and use it the same way. They're not cheap, but they're gonna last you forever. They save you time. I don't know how many times before when I would wet a screen down and wander off to start doing something to give it time for the emulsion to loosen up, and wander off and come back because I've forgotten about it, and then come back and now it's dried and it's even if you're watching this, I'm sure you've been there, you know what I mean, or if you're starting out, you got it coming. It's part of the deal. Just something I can do to help anybody that might be looking. You know, been doing this for a long time, don't know it all, not even close. But if you have any questions, go ahead, ask them in the comments. Happy to answer them. Love to answer any questions you might have. Thanks for watching.